Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to our Master the Art of Safety Observation series, in which we are improving our skills in identifying, recording, and reporting professional safety observations at work site. These observations are basically the form of proactive monitoring intended to proactively identify any areas of improvement, gaps, or deviations from our adopted HSE standards that we have implemented so that we can promptly correct them to ensure the effectiveness of our HSE systems. These are also the part of daily routine work of our site HSE team, and generally we refer these observations as informal inspections. Let's go and see what safety observations our safety team have identified today, how they recorded and reported them. This observation is categorized as a high risk, labeled as traffic management, heat stress, fire and explosion. Hazard fall in physical category. Immediate causes include both unsafe acts and unsafe conditions. What is the issue here? A site safety team observed that our site heavy equipment defueling vehicle is operating without a daily pre-use inspection records and maintenance records. Also, the air conditioning system is not functional. Outside temperature is extremely hot, going beyond 40 degrees Celsius. At the same time, this vehicle is operating for very prolonged periods of time throughout the day. Now, as per established and implemented procedure on our site, which are aligned with the client's requirement, no vehicle without any documented record of inspections and maintenance and functional air conditioning system is allowed to operate at work site in any circumstances. So, this situation is arising serious health issues, hazards, safety hazards, and non-compliance. Location is area 2, consequences, serious health issues, hyperthermia conditions like dehydration, heat exhaustion, heat stroke, even increased level of stress and fatigue may lead to the mental breakdown, hypertension. Also, the compromised mechanical integrity may lead to the serious incident, which can result into the uncontrolled fires and explosions as large quantity of the extremely flammable fuel is being carried in this vehicle. Also, at the same time, it is the case of non-compliance. Action taken: a safety team suspended vehicle operation on the spot, reported the issue, notified logistic and transport as they are responsible here to enforce safe work procedures effectively, remove any faulty equipment from the site immediately, verify inspection maintenance records, and mandate the use of daily pre-use inspections and functional air conditioning for all the operational equipment and vehicles. At the same time, team recommended trainings for drivers, defensive driving skills and heat stress management. For logistic and transport team, recommended the traffic management training, safe work method statements training, and then heat stress management. At the same time, loop the environmental people so their concerns may also be addressed. And as it is very serious issue, so report it as a near miss to find out the root causes and improve our system to prevent any future repeat of such observation. Actions are ongoing in progress, so status of this observation is open. This observation is labeled as overfilled material box, empowering immediate corrections. Hazard is material collapse. Immediate cause here is unsafe condition. What is the issue here? Our safety team observed that a small scaffolding safety gate was stacked in a material box, which is coming out of the box, exceeding the height of the box. As per our implemented procedures, which are in alignment with the client's requirement, material boxes must be maintained to the safe levels at all the time and material must not exceed the height of container itself. So this situation is creating a material collapse hazard and non-compliance. Location is area 1. Consequences: material collapse may cause injury, and it is the case of non-compliance. Action taken: a safety team immediately relocated the scaffold safety gate to the safe location. Status: on the spot closed. And now I rate this observation as micromanagement, and sole purpose to share with you is to share the concept of self-empowered corrections and sustainable positive HSE culture indicator. The role of safety team should be to identify any deviations in the procedures, then correct them on the spot by themselves where feasible. So systems are always consistent and sustainable. This basically demonstrates your role of lead by the example and your commitment to the HSE. If you start observing that most of your observations are of the micromanagement level and you have a lot of time to fix them and you never ignore them, it means your systems are doing wonders. Your culture is very positive. But generally, on the construction sites, the situation is otherwise. We don't even have time to report these issues as we are always busy in fixing other big problems. This observation is labeled as chemical exposure, same is the hazard here. Immediate cause here is unsafe act. What is the issue? Our safety team observed that our subcons painting team was doing paint activity and they were not using the appropriate mandatory PPEs, which is against our established implemented procedure approved by the client. This situation is creating health hazard, safety hazard, and non-compliance. Location is area 3. Consequences: risk of serious health issues like respiratory issues and skin issues. Then physical injury may be due to the contact with the chemicals. Also, it is a case of non-compliance. Action taken: safety team halted the activity, reported the issue, notified the task supervisor to enforce the safe work procedures effectively. Then safety team called the safety stand down for whole team, briefed them on the consequences of exposure to the hazardous substances and importance of following the safe system of work and using the mandatory PPEs, and what may be the consequences of non-compliance. Also, they instructed to use the PPEs before the resumption of the work, which were readily available. So, risk was addressed on the spot. So, status of this observation is closed, and safety team is actively monitoring the activity. This observation is positive observation, good practice, labeled as a safe scaffolding practices near live road. Here, all of our mobile scaffolds are very effectively covered with the protective covers to prevent any accidental fall of material on the live road. Location is area 3. A positive impact: first of all, a reduced risk of accidental material fall on the live road. Then, it is a proactive risk management, demonstrate your commitment with HSE. A recommendation: continue this practice, further expand it. Reward and recognition for the team in responsible for this good practice to influence the motivational reinforcement. Now, beyond noting these observations, one should have a very good idea that these observations are very powerful tool in HSE management. Basically, these observations are our complete track record of past, present, and future performance history. These observations help us in identifying the root causes if we face any significant or persistent deviation or problem in our system. At the same time, these observations guide us toward the corrective actions if there are any minor changes, deviations in our system, so that to ensure that our systems are always consistent and sustainable. So, as a safety professional, it is very important for you to develop your skills in taking observations of the professional level. So, that was it for today. Thank you for watching. Allah Hafiz.